Well, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to install these gauge faces on the Hayabusa. I just love how it says Hayabusa here and it has the logo. It kind of gives me a boner when I go in full throttle. And this is a company that made it. It came from Poland. And let's jump into it. Okay, before we get started, I'm gonna turn on the key on and kind of see how the needles react. So in the off position, obviously everything is on 0, empty, cold, whatever. Turning on the key. I'm gonna keep note. RPMs, speedometer obviously at 0. Temperature is all the way up until you start the bike. And I do have a full tank of gas right here. I do recommend doing that because if it's like kind of like over here, 3/4, whatever, if the needle is a little bit off, that might screw with you. That's why I went with a full tank as a reference. And obviously to do this, we gotta remove the cluster. I'm gonna show you a previous clip of doing that. It has push pin here, another one on the other side, and then these clips here, one here, one over there. And here we go, the first push pin of the day. You go like this, push it in, pop it out. Now for this one, it's the opposite. You pop it outwards, like so, and you pull it out. And of course we have a size 4 Allen screw over here. Now I'm gonna pop this out here. Okay, now I have 2 more push tabbies. One over here and one over here. Alright, and every job has its hard part. I can tell this is the hard part for this job already. To pop this piece off. Just gotta have some patience here, you know? So yeah, these tabs here, there's a whole bunch of them. All they do is they just clip in here. I'm trying to be careful not to break it, that's why, you know, it was hard. Okay, now for the next step, I got a bolt here and a bolt over here, a size 8. Okay, then you gotta pull it out to release these tabs. Okay, now to remove the cluster, there is a plug over there. The cluster is removed. We're gonna spin it around and remove the Phillips screws. There's about like 1,000 of them. Let's get started. And it's just the outer screws that have to come off, not the inner ones. Okay, this, I'm gonna flip it over. So like dirt and here, whatever, does it go in the lens. And here's the Busa right here. Okay, now I'm gonna remove the needles. And to do so, you're gonna use spoons. And I'm not making this stuff up, guys. It says in the directions right here. Okay, this is kind of scary. I don't want to mess it up, but I really want to see this Hayabusa thing. I want to see that right there. Okay, time for the fuel needle. Yeah, this one was a tough one. And then this kind of came unglued over here. That's the thing, when you start playing with these things, man, you can mess up things, but what are you gonna do? If you don't live on the edge, you're taking up too much space. Now I'm gonna remove these little screws here. Looks like a city in there with streets, buildings. This new one here has some like manufactured debris. I'm gonna give it a nice clean. And they also have this in a white color. It looks really sick. If my bike was white, I will definitely get the white one. That will make it look so nice. But with my colors, I think this is gonna look better. But that's a preference. And then of course I have kilometers per hour speedo. And also if you have a pre-2012, I think it is, it doesn't have ABS, so it does not have this thingy here. It's like, you know, it's not present. But if you have ABS, like my bike does, they sell it with this ABS light. Okay, so this is clean. Now from the old one, I'm gonna pop out these stop needles. Okay, that's one. I got two more to go here. But already, I don't like this. It's like floppy. Look at that. Man, every time, this aftermarket stuff, man, it's never clean cut. Every freaking time. And then look at the factory ones, like rigid. Every time I get screwed, every time. Just buy a bike, leave it stock, don't touch it, man. Okay, this, because it kind of broke, I'm gonna take it off. And I'm gonna use this JB Weld glue. This is a 2-part mix. And I'm just gonna put some glue right over here where it was glued before. Right there. I'm gonna put a little bit here now too. Make it strong. And I'm gonna keep this around so I can check it to know when the glue is dried, so I don't keep touching this part. This one seems good. Still intact. And while this is drying, back to this. I wanna take care of this floppiness. So these thingies here, they sit in this little hole. It's about, I don't know, 1 millimeter deep. So I'm gonna use the sticky stuff here. This is like flexible. It's kind of like clay. It seems better if you put it on here instead of here, because if you put it here, some might be squished out and the faceplate might stick up in this area. Okay, let's see with the sticky stuff how steady these are gonna be. Still moves if you try, but it's a lot more steady. Okay, time for these little screws here. When you go into plastic, I like to screw back and you kind of feel where the thread starts. Right there. If you hear it closely, right there. That's how you know that your threads are engaged and you're not cross-threading it, because it's plastic, it's really soft. It can strip so easy. Once you do that, you can start screwing. Okay, the glue is almost dry now. Now I'm gonna keep this stock gauge face. I won't replace it with this one, because this is only miles per hour. The stock one has miles per hour and kilometers. Well, oh man, that looks really nice already. So my next step is gonna be, I'm gonna put this on the bike, plug it in, turn the key on so the needles can reset, because there was a lot of struggling going on here. I'm sure it's out of timing. Okay, here we go. Install the needles really carefully. Okay, now I'm testing it again. Remember I had a full tank? It doesn't go all the way up, this gauge. So I'm gonna remove it while the key is on and put it on full. And now I'm gonna try it again. Okay, I finally got the fuel gauge to work correct. The needle was kind of like going backwards first and then up, so I had to remove it, play with it, and I finally got the fuel to work correct. Now I'm gonna do the RPM needle. Same procedure. It might take a couple of tries. Wow, that looks good. I think I got that first shot. Okay, we're back in business, baby. Okay, now I'm gonna remove the cluster again and put the lens. Now's your chance to clean any dirt or dust or hair that made its way in there. Very careful, because once it's in there, it's gonna be a little dopey if you see it while riding. Same thing with this. Make sure there's not any debris in here. And I highly recommend you use gloves, because you don't want to see fingerprints and greasy spots from your hands. Damn, look at that. Flip it over, reinstall all the screws, and do that trick that I told you before. When you put the screw in, back it out until it seats, and then you can screw it in. Okay, it's all together. I'm gonna reinstall it and try it one more time. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Alright, everything looks great. I'm gonna put everything back together here. And don't forget to put these guys. Okay, everything's back together. I'm gonna show you a previous clip, how to set the clock. And we're going to go for a little joyride. Because the cluster was removed, the clock has to be set again. So you turn on the key, press these two. Okay, I'm gonna select 5. I like how it tells you Hayabusa, because sometimes when I'm going full throttle, I forget, is this a rocket ship? Is this a fighter jet? What is this? So that reminds me, it's a Hayabusa. Alright, let me know what you guys think about this upgrade. Is it worth the $60 or not? It was kind of scary with the needles. Those are delicate pieces, but let me know. Is it worth it? You know, the whole thing, the price, the work to do it. Is it worth it, or just leave it stock? What do you think? Leave a comment below. Yeah, I'm really happy with this result. At least hard work pays you good, you know? Alright, cool, and I'll see you in the next episode, guys.